All right. Um, Again, I'm Wes Combs. We are on question number 8 of 10, and there's like 10 questions in each one of these questions, it seems. And this is my response to chamber question number 8. So I'll read this and then I'll kind of give, and this has to do with subsidized housing. It's another housing question. Kingsport has 30% more publicly subsidized housing units than Johnson City and 47% more than Bristol, Tennessee, plus Virginia. Interesting fact. Didn't know that until I got these questions. Kingsport also has 30% more houses in the $50,000 to $149,999 price point than Johnson City and 20% more than Bristol. There is a market void in the mid-range $200,000 to $399,000 market, which is, I don't know if that's, it's mid-range. Do you support efforts to find ways to shore up this mid-range price point by streamlining development processes, encouraging developers to invest in Kingsport, and sometimes providing incentives for extenuating circumstances where necessary? All right, so this back to we've got a housing problem, and I'll tell you, there's other people that are on the BMA that are probably more qualified to answer this than me. They're realtors and stuff like that. But then again, I've got to give my input on this. So all right, one obvious question on this that I'll give my answer to is streamlining the development processes. Yes. Anything to work with the city related to building and all that stuff should be as efficient as possible. I can't, we don't need red tape. So streamlining any process within the city sounds like a good idea. I'll put that there because I think it will be cheaper and maybe people will be happier with streamlining a process. And that needs to apply not just to homes in the 200 to 400K range. But we need to be the city that removes red tapes and makes it very easy to work with. To shore up this, $200,000 to $400,000 price range, I'm going to kind of go back to this, that people are moving here in droves, so we need more housing for people moving here in droves. I think we need to figure out how to do that. Now, interesting fact, let's listen to a podcast yesterday or today, and this was in Texas, right? So in Texas, a developer went in and built a whole neighborhood, and I guess they rented the property out. I don't know what they did, but I mean, we're talking big neighborhoods, right? And because people are looking for a place to invest money right now, because investing has changed totally. But they sold this entire neighborhood to a real estate investment company that is going to rent these units out, and they made 50% gross margin on this transaction, right? They made a ton of money on this. So does the city need to go in and really do this when we've got people moving here in droves anyway? I think there is a chance that a developer could come in, do all the development, fund it all themselves, and sell it at a 50% gross margin to a bunch of investors who have big money already. I mean, this is Wall Street, right? I mean, this is Goldman Sachs type money. Gonna buy that and rent it out to people, and it'll be hard for people to actually buy housing in Kingsport. They'll have to rent it. And I think we do have a problem to address there, is if you're local, can you afford to buy a house in Kingsport? They've had to deal with this in other cities that are very touristy, because people were buying vacation homes there, and all the people that worked and lived in that city couldn't afford to buy a house. So they had to create special programs where if people are going to do what those investors did, okay, you're gonna build 500 homes and do all this. Okay, great, but you're gonna have to make sure 10% of those are reserved and can be sold to the local people or rented at a local rate, and they have to be for the local residents. So we have people to work in these towns. I mean, we have affordable housing here. Maybe we don't have to do that here because we're not as touristy, but I think we've got issues like that to think about long term. So do we have to do all that? Extenuating circumstances is a very special set of words if it's necessary. Is it going to be necessary in the future? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like it. As many people are moving here and looking for houses, things have changed. So again, I'm Wes Combs. This is my answer to question number 8. And I'm really focused on the future. I think I am the vote for the future. And so I think the future deserves at least one of the 3 votes. So I would appreciate your vote on May 18th.